Hey guys, welcome back to Paperboy. It's Nikki, and I'm here to talk about two topics this week. The first one is languages. What languages do I know? What languages would I like to speak? And the second one is clothing and fashion. So this is going to be an interesting video. But before I start this, I would actually like to say a few things. I would actually like to apologize for being absent last week. I am currently in college, so I have been very busy with assignments and midterms, and now that that's over and spring break is actually here, I can actually focus on you guys. So that's nice. And then the other thing is, I'm pretty sure this video is going to be a little bit long, so bear with me, and who knows, you might learn a few cool things about me. So the first one is language. What languages do I know? Obviously, I speak English. English is my first language. My second language is American Sign Language, or also known as ASL. Um, I currently go to a deaf university here in Washington, D.C. It's actually one of the only liberal colleges for deaf individuals and hard of hearing individuals. So that's pretty cool. So one of the requirements actually is that you know ASL. So really, before I came here, I didn't know any ASL. I was mainstream into oral school, so I grew up doing oral. Um, so really, I didn't learn ASL until 3 years ago. I consider myself somewhat fluent. It's still a learning process for me. I'm still learning new things every day. But it's a really cool language. And I would like to teach you guys a new thing. So we actually have a sign for transgender. So I'm going to actually teach you guys what it is. So what you guys do is that on your about mid chest is that you put your thumb on your chest and then you curve your hand in and curve. So transgender. So So that's that. So you can say that I am a trans woman, or you can say I'm a trans man. So fun fact. So yeah, I hope to incorporate more styling into my videos, but the problem is um, the translation sometimes is a little bit rough, and it's really hard for me to be able to convert ASL into English. But I would love to incorporate more ASL, and maybe I can teach you guys a few LGBT friendly signs. So that's an idea. But anyway, um, that's really the only two languages I know. I know a little bit of Korean because I actually am adopted from Korea, so I actually came home speaking a little bit Korean. But I actually don't know anything more than thank you, please, mom, and goodbye and hello. Yeah, that's pretty much all I know. But it's really on the top of my list of languages that I would actually like to know. Um, because I do actually want to go back to Korea and do sort of uh, finding my roots type thing, and maybe even finding some closure on my adoption. But that's a different story. But other languages I would actually like to know is probably Italian. I really like the language and the aspect of Italian. So that's two languages I would like to know. So yeah, those are my languages. um, let's talk about our second topic, which is clothing and tips on fashion. I'm just gonna put this out there before I start. Don't be afraid to wear whatever you love. Don't be afraid to, be grouped into one category. Oh, okay, so I'm trans male, so I must present as male. That's not always the case. You can dress in whatever you like. Please don't feel like you are forced to one group of specific clothing. That's not the truth. That's not the case. But however, passion is sometimes needed for your safety and for description. So you don't want to be, outed by the public or whatever it may be. So for me personally, I am very androgynous. I've always been androgynous, even before I started tea. But I wear very androgynous clothing. My style, I guess you could even call it, is based off of K-pop, fashion and unisex fashion. So really, I dress in like clothing that you can find at stores at like H&M because um it's very vague and like who could actually wear it because both men and women can actually pull it off. So that's clothing that I actually like and it fits me. Um, American clothing is very baggy on me and so it's really off-putting for me to shop uh, with American sizing because it does not fit me. Clothing on me would look very baggy, and I honestly look like a 12-year-old that's wearing like my father's old clothes. So yeah, so I typically stick with like um, Asian clothing and clothing that's more form fitting to my body compared to American sizing. Um, but that's just me. That does not have to apply to any of you if you don't want that. But that's just me. Because Asian clothing is typically a little bit baggy in the middle, but my arms are very form fitting, so you can actually see my arms, which hopefully might dysphoria because I'm scrawny and I'm small. So I try to use whatever I can to kind of show off those masculine features. But tip for passion. It's sort of a learning experience for each trans guys. You kind of have to find your own style because really not one style applies for all trans men. For example, I used to wear a lot of plaid. Probably a lot of trans guys wear a lot of plaid, and then you kind of like make your own style. So, don't be afraid to, try different styles, see what works best for you. Um, Whatever you wear, you will look great in it. I'm sure you do. But don't be afraid to try new things. Uh, but also don't be afraid to try form-fitting things because really, I think a lot of trans guys get off put by form-fitting clothes, but it can really help with really highlighting like masculine features like muscles and um things like that. So it could actually help with lessening the dysphoria and if you bind, it can help with that. So really, um, yeah. So that I don't really have a lot of tips for passing, but yeah, that's my rule. Don't be afraid to wear whatever you want because just because you want just because you identify as trans doesn't mean that you specifically are forced to wear one specific clothing for one gender. So yeah, that's my tip. So yeah, those are the two topics covered. And again, thank you for watching. I know this is a really long video, and I apologize for that. But thank you for sticking with me. Um, but yes, I will be back here next week. Hopefully, I will probably have a change of scenery after since I'll be heading home for spring break. But please feel free to post any questions that you may have. I'd be happy to answer them. And yeah, so I will see you guys later. So peace out and stay safe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.